Okay, so we're back now. We're going to go ahead and finish the third quadrant of the application, the supporting information quadrant. So we'll go ahead and click on that. This one is interesting in that for our program specifically, most likely, this is another section where you can skip a majority of the application. The experience tab is useful if you want to include maybe more in-depth information about your career, maybe more than a few line items of a resume. And this might be most relevant, once again, if your GPA is a little bit on the lower side, more near that 2.5 number or below, and we want to use that information to either submit an exception to policy for GPA under 2.5, or just to help in your case if you're near that 2.5 number, then you may want to add that experience. And it would just be like if you were applying to a job, you would click the add the experience, you'd select the type, whether that be employment, internship, or volunteer. In these categories are definitely fluid. Select whatever is most relevant, and then you would go ahead and fill that out, as you can see, much so like you would with an application on an online job application. From there, you can go ahead and detail out some of these other minor things, and then what you can see is that you have up to 600 characters to provide information. So that's roughly a paragraph. So it's a little bit more than maybe what you could do with the resume, but since we require a resume for our application, this is another section that I'm highly recommending that you do not do, and select the I'm not adding any experiences, and boom, you're done with it. So that would be my recommendation. If you want to detail it out to feel like it's going to help your application a little bit, go for it. But since you're including that resume and statement of purpose, you're going to detail out most of that information already. No need to do it twice. Okay. Similar thing with achievements. If you want to include some of your academic achievements, or let's say you have a really cool political award, educational award, sporting award, community award, so on and so forth. Very similarly, you would click the add an achievement, detail what it might be. Things that I might have missed too were like high-level presentations or publications, or also scholarships, very important. All of these could be relevant to your application. Once again, you likely would be including that in your resume, so you don't need to do this, but if you do decide to do it, once again, you'll have 600 characters to detail out said information, and just do the best you can to explain what the award is to us so that we can understand its relevance to your application. Otherwise, once again, I'm highly recommending that you do not add any achievements that you don't already have on your resume. You can make if you prefer, you can just make a very long resume file in a Word doc that has all this information, and it's a little bit less tedious than clicking on the different boxes and saving them. So once again, I'm highly recommending don't add any achievements. Okay, so then that's going to leave you with the statement of purpose, which, once again, we're going to get a little interesting here. Because we recommend a 1,000 to 2,000 word statement of purpose, you could likely pull that off in a 3,700 character limit box. You should be able to pull off a 1,000, 2,000 word statement of purpose in that time frame. The likelihood, though, that you're going to want to write something that long in an online text box, I wouldn't chance it. Once again, what I would do here instead is just type up, I'm going to include my statement of purpose with my program documents, which you're going to include anyways in the next quadrant of the application. Common questions I get on the statement of purpose: what should I write about? What would be relevant? In answer to that question, once again, the reason we want to be 1,000, 2,000 words, it's a writing sample. It's to give us an idea of how you communicate. And since writing is a piece of any graduate program, even ours, which is a very practice-based program, we still do have some writing requirements. So absolutely, this is a chance for you to show us that you have the ability to write and communicate and articulate at the graduate level. So it does need to be 1,000, 2,000 words. You're going to want to probably achieve about 3 things in the statement of purpose. Why you chose the NIST program. It's a very niche program and niche field, so we generally just want to get a feeling for why this program, what's the reasoning behind that. Once you detail why you want to do the program, you'll want to also detail out how you see it helping you in either your current career or where you plan on taking your career after completing the degree. And then third, a category that I really like that I think is sometimes often missing in the statement of purposes, what are the skill sets that you have, both non-technical and technical, and how is that going to help you and others in the program to succeed? Uh, Trust me, there are plenty of people who apply this program who have very little technical skills. I was one of those people back in 2012 when I started the program, and I developed them as I was in the program. But I detailed out some of the other skill sets that I brought in, such as leadership skills, writing skills that I had, things of that nature. And so those are all things that you can really detail out in that final bit of your statement of purpose, to just let us get to know you a little bit more, both as a student, a little bit as a person too, I think is kind of nice. So, and obviously also including your motivation behind all of these things, that's all important stuff. But really, if you're hitting those three things, you should do quite well with the statement of purpose. So once again, a very long rambling answer to tell you to probably just write a sentence here, save and continue, and boom, you're done with this section. So 3 sections down at this point, and we'll work on this final section, and then from there, you would be done with your application.